Smiley!
Adam!
What's up, buddy? We are back with another weekly podcast.
That's right.
So we are on Facebook, and people can go visit us. And please subscribe over at youtube.com/mtbshed. We've had a burst of subscribers over there.
Woo!
So a lot of great content you're not seeing here on Facebook or anywhere else. We
Sure.
do the order openings over there. Some other fun stuff gets mixed in, so people should go and subscribe there. And then this week I've been working on getting all of our previous videos uploaded to Spotify and Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and all those other fun places.
Amazing.
Yeah, if people are on Spotify, it actually allows me to ask a question on there regarding the podcast, so people can answer and interact on Spotify, which is kind of
cool.
fun.
Very cool.
So people should do that. We got the monthly giveaway coming up.
Dang.
Yeah, so a lot of people have been riding bikes. We've been pretty busy in the shop. We're seeing a lot of people every day. A lot of people buying new tires, new grips, new saddles. We got 30% off on our pre-fall sale right now. But yeah, the monthly giveaway is going to be a pair of 510 shoes, an Ergon saddle, which is incredible. Everybody should have an Ergon saddle. 510 shoes, some grips, some alloy pedals, flat pedals from Crank Brothers. Muckoff's got a nice shoe cleaning kit. That's neat. Oh, and there's Strassi and Linda on screen.
Wow.
They've joined us for tonight's podcast. Strassi's getting us caught up on paperwork this week. Linda is doing what she does best. She just is
Sleeping.
Yeah, she's out like a light bulb.
Nope.
But yeah, the monthly contest. So people can get entered into that by just buying anything in store, or we have a pin post on social media. People can share that. It'll also get them entry. I'm thinking of trying to figure out a way, maybe if people comment on our YouTube video, if you comment on a YouTube video, I will write you in an entry for the monthly giveaway. So
just make sure to be in the live.
Oh, and then you have to be in the live. Yeah,
so everyone's got to realize that.
Yeah, dude, the last 2 months, we called names. None of those 5 people were in there. And then we asked a trivia question. So one of like 20 people who were in the chat, they had so much time. The questions I asked, maybe not the most, maybe people will know them at the tip of their tongue, but they have like 5 minutes to research the answer. It was minutes went by before I got answers on the trivia questions.
Really? What was it?
One time it was like Jameis, when did they start? When did Joannu start, the parent company? Another one was, what day did the bike park open?
Eureka?
That took people,
Well, that's hard
time.
because you can't really find that on Google.
Not quite so easy, but it took like 5 minutes to somebody come up with an answer. We had 2 winners. One last month it was Max's Tire. So one person on Instagram got a Max's Tire answered, and one person on the Facebooks.
That's amazing. Max's tires are expensive, but they're also amazing. So.
Yeah, they both picked out $100 tires.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do. Like, a lot of the people don't join, so as long as you can like have a few Google searches and you join, you might have a chance of winning. So that's also in it.
Yep. And I've made a point of like making sure like customers who I know aren't going to be in the live chat, like, like customers maybe over the age of 75 or just random repair customers, I haven't been adding them to the pot. So I have been kind of meddling slightly, but I know who, if you're a mountain biker or whatever else, who maybe you'll tune in, maybe you won't. I'm trying to remind people as much as possible on the social media, but everybody only sees it every now and again.
We just need to put an Amber Alert.
Did you have
going to Mountain Bike Shed Live?
Did you have a race that you went to this weekend?
Yeah, we went to the ICC race.
How did that go?
That did not go the best.
Win?
More opposite.
You got podium.
No.
Third, just off the podium?
Terrible.
Oh, no. Did you finish?
So
DNF?
No, I didn't DNF, so at least I finished.
I'm surprised.
But basically, race starts. It's about my first time going back on my XC hardtail. It's on clips. I'm not good at clips. I did like a NICA for a year with clips. Still not good at them. It's just like I'm new to them, and it's a hardtail that just bounces around the whole time. It's just like, it's terrifying. And I race enduro, and that's like more scary than doing some of Shepherd. Like, it's terrifying.
Yeah, you bring up an interesting point with hardtail mountain bikes, and something that like we talk to our customers a lot about when they buy a full suspension bike. If you're coming from a hardtail, your speed's going to increase on that bike, because on a hardtail, your rear wheel's catching every like little root and rock, and it's bouncing and getting drug all over the place. So it actually keeps you a little bit slower. So when you go to a full suspension bike, your speed's going to be faster. It's going to become more important to have a proper pair of shoes and pedals and, knee pads. But then when you switch back to a hardtail again, you're used to a certain speed and being able to take lines where you just kind of blast through stuff. Now you're on your hardtail, you got to pick your lines a little bit better.
That's my problem. And I didn't ride it for like a year, so it's like, whoa. But so that happened. As I'm racing, it's like I was in like top 10. And then I lose my water bottle. And then I rode like 50 feet. I'm like, I don't need it. And I'm like, I need it. What?
Did you check your pockets, back pocket?
A back pocket for a water bottle? No,
Was
it's
it
like
in
a
your
water
hand
bottle
by
case.
chance?
No, I drank a little bit, and then like as I'm bouncing around, I'm trying to put it in the cage, and then I hit like a big rock or whatever, and it just bounced and flew out of my hand. So I was like, I'm just gonna go, and then I rode about like 50 feet. I'm like, I can't do it, and then I like set the bike down, got the water bottle, and then like 5 people passed me. I'm like, all right, great. And then I just have to start out from 0, and then more people pass me. So I'm like, oh, great. And then we come up, and then we need to point out that I'm new to clips here, all right? I fell into a thorn bush. I'm bad at clips, man. So
Slow speed.
I'm like just like into a thorn bush, and then I cut up my bicep, and then I got like a bloody bicep. I come in, and then I'm getting to the end of it, and then I take this turn. I'm like in an empty field, right? Big, wide field. You don't really see anything. I'm kind of just by myself. There's a left and there's a forward, and there's no tape on the left, and there's no tape anywhere. So I was like, I look to the left. I'm like, oh, I see people there. I go left. Well, that was the other end of the finish line. So here's like the finish line, and here's the tape, and here's me. I'm looking out to everyone. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, no, you get yelled at.
They think I'm cheating. I'm like, no, I don't know how I got here.
You should have raised your hands up and
right?
like, I won.
Yeah.
I figured.
So I had to turn around and then find the way back, then went back, and I had to get last or something. But it was
You were too embarrassed to even look.
It was so bad. I didn't even look. But it was kind of funny, though. It was a funny race. It's kind of just like when everything goes so wrong, it's like there's no point of just being mad. It's kind of just like, let's just laugh at it at this point.
Yeah, and that's, I think, important for anybody, with mountain bike racing, what makes it unique opposed to other competitive events that you might join for a hobby that you have. Mountain bike racing is kind of just about, it's about going out and having a good time. So, and if you're racing and, maybe it's different if you're competing for one of the top spots on the podium or something. But, if you're racing and you're riding by and someone stopped on the side of the trail, you may stop and ask them, do you need help? Just the same as you would riding, and you would still help that person out and let them, continue on the race.
Yeah.
So it is interesting. I don't think you see that in other competitions where, even in, guys competing for top podium spots, if someone's hurt or someone needs help, they'll still stop and help that other rider, even if it costs them some time in the race. Did anybody?
Of the time.
Well, you made it through this race.
Yeah. Well, like especially in like low-key events, Matt Johnson has it so where if you help someone else, everyone who helps, they get another run, so they can.
On the enduro.
Yeah, on the enduro. Cross country, I don't think, because it's just a one-time lap, so you probably will get time punished. But then at the same time, you're just being a good person.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
They might even give you like a shout out for being a good person.
Yeah, no one will probably shut you out for that. You should probably just do that kind of stuff. Unless you're like competing for like, maybe there's some prize money at stake, or maybe you're in the top 3 spots. But if you're not going to be in top 3 spots, then it's probably just a good idea to help your fellow rider.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal.
If you're top 3, though, just ride over them.
So you've got your first NICA race of the season coming up, correct?
Maybe. I think in like a month.
No, it's either this coming weekend or the weekend after that. It's within 2 weeks.
All right, so apparently it's in 2 weeks. That's like right when my school starts Monday.
So what are you doing to prepare for your first race of the season?
Well, firstly, it's my first day of school soon, so I gotta like get adapted to school. Mm-hmm. Look at this guy on his phone during the podcast.
Continue, go.
So addicted to his phone. Okay. But I mean, first I'd probably get used to school, get into the flow then, and then do the race. So, but I still like my school is about to start, and I got to do better than I did last year. Got to race at 2.5.
Yeah, I know school's coming back in stock here, It's coming back in.
Coming back in
We're
stock.
seeing the last of our kids. It's quite unfortunate. We've had a group of marauding children in here for the last few days. It's been nice. I've been enjoying it, taking it all in. They've been taking the last of our stickers, leaving their trash all around.
Leaving their gum on your bike.
No, but it has been fun. It's been good. I'm going to miss having all the Groms. It's different in Eureka than it was a few years ago. I think you being a good example for your younger brother and a lot of kind of those 12 to 14-year-old kids. And then as they are going to be joining your NICA team, you'll be kind of an ambassador to them for mountain biking. You guys are going to be the elders, which is cool to see happening already.
That's right.
Because there wasn't many young guys who were riding mountain bikes around, before we opened the shop up, and it's good to see how things have changed over that amount of time.
Yeah, NICA better be giving me a commission. Yep. So yeah, it's gonna be cool having a lot more kids, and a lot more kids are getting into it. Like whenever you go to races and stuff, like low-key events, that's the only race I talk about because enduro. But like the kid classes are like way more competitive and big than all the other ones. It's all kids now. That's a good thing though.
Yeah, I think as an adult mountain biker, it's definitely easier to send your kid to go race rather than have to sign up and do it yourself.
That's right.
Or parents could do it also. That's the nice thing since mountain bike race. I mean, it's competitive, obviously, and there's some really good, fast guys out there. But for everyone, for the rest of us, you can just sign up for a race and have fun. Like,
yeah, it's not always.
Many guys will think they're coming in last, and so you probably won't.
Yeah, and also it's kind of fun spectating too. Like just being there, because like there are some guys that you'll see that you'll know when you see them, because it's like they don't even have like a fear factor or something, and they'll be like, well, like a roller or something. Because I was spectating this one thing because I was hurt during Greensfelder, and there's this like roll, right, like 8-foot roll on the zombie one, whatever. So it's a big roll, and you roll in and then slide out. And I see this guy. I'm like, is he going to slow down? Nope. He sent it and, like, nose bonked off of it, slid. And I'm like, oh, my gosh. Like, it's just like it's entertaining, though. But, yeah, the other part that's entertaining is kind of crashes because it gets pretty rough. But at the same time, also help them, so.
The thing I was looking up on my phone.
What were you looking up on
your phone? I
Adam?
forgot. I had a memory blank on the young man's name I was trying to come up with. But Lawton Denis is one of the sponsored riders, one of James's pro riders. He's a NICA athlete. He actually won the NICA State Championship for New York last year. And he rides a James Portal with a 3VO suspension.
3VO?
And we've obviously got the hardline here, a little bit more enduro style of bike. But yeah, people should look him up, Lawton, which is Lawton Denis, Denis. Look him up. He's got a really cool YouTube, especially for the younger guys. But yeah, he's state champion and
State champion.
did it on a James. So it'll be interesting to see who the first NICA racer is to order a carbon Portal from the shed, and then we'll see who wants to be state champion.
That's right.
Who was state champion last year for Missouri?
I think Carter. Well, in my freshman one.
Sure.
I think it was Carter Lembecky or.
Where was
Lembeck.
he from?
Springfield, I think.
Springfield, good.
That kid doing like 100 miles a day, like crazy dedication. So props to him.
Would he go to like Bentonville a lot and ride, or?
I mean, he did sometimes. I just see on Strava, and like when I'm uploading, I'm like, oh my god, this guy's doing like 200 miles like every hour.
Okay.
I'm like, oh man. But people like that. Also, Chad Brown. You know Chad Brown?
No.
Well, he probably has the best genetics ever. Both of his parents are like Olympians.
Okay.
And then they're helping him out a lot. Uh-oh. Linda's going. There's dogs barking outside right now. That's what's going on. All our attention got like.
Linda's checking on the emergency.
Linda's checking them out. Yeah, but what was I talking about?
You're talking about Chad Brown.
Yeah, he puts in a lot of work too. And his
Okay.
parents were like both Olympians, and then they're like Project Chad Brown.
Oh, nice.
Dog's gonna be like the best rider in the world. I think it was like 12th best in America. He went to this race, and his fork broke, and he got 12th best.
And where's he from?
Illinois, but like close. O'Fallon maybe.
So what NICA team does he?
He's on Rocco Composite.
Oh wow.
I don't know. Technically he should not be on the team at all, but he's also like the best person in NICA.
Mm-hmm.
So
and Illinois
guess,
Illinois doesn't have a NICA team.
Yeah.
Yet.
So I guess they kind of did something to work it out.
Mm-hmm.
Plus he's really good. So
Nice.
it's really cool though.
It's cool that his parents are willing to drive him over here for practice, because you guys are
I
practicing.
think it's an hour 30.
2-3 times a week right now, right?
Oh yeah. Well, he doesn't go to all of them, but like at the same time, if I'm going 2 hours to get there and then back, that's like a road trip for NICA practice. And sometimes during the start, it's just like skills clinics because there's still beginners in it, and they can't send out like half the people to ride and half the people to stay, because I guess they're just not at that point yet. So we all we just like do cornering exercises. So it gets a little boring for like the guys who've been on it for a long time, but the beginners really need it though. It's good advice for them.
Yeah, and I've been talking a lot about in the store with people. I think I mentioned on the podcast how, I was like a lot of mountain biker. I think I was talking to some kids, but how adult mountain bikers, we all just practice those skills in the parking lot every time, and even then Mike, a regular customer, comes in to the shop a lot, because I had brought that up. He was like, oh yeah, or he just came in the next day and was like, oh yeah, I'm always doing like little skills practice in the parking lot before I go ride. And I was like, yeah, I was just telling some young person that those skills and things you're practicing in your NICA classes, those slow speed kind of flat ground stuff. Yeah. Most guys who mountain bike, we're doing that in the parking lot before we go for our ride.
That's right.
So, show up to practice, sign up for a skills course. I know Roots Mountain Biking has a camp coming up here in the next week or so. So
and always Wheels Up. And always Wheels Up.
And then Wheels Up has a ton of stuff going on.
There's always something going on with Wheels Up.
We're seeing a lot of the younger guys, the kind of 10 to 12-year-olds. So I'm seeing a lot of like young dudes who are excited about getting into mountain biking and buying their first real mountain bikes. We sold a few of them this week even. To some local kids in Eureka. So look Wheels Up. They do that Monday night ride. The Monday night beginner ride is perfect for your young kid who just got a 24-inch bike or something along those lines. But yeah, look out Wheels Up MTB. Sign up for a training class. Roots has got a training class coming up, and they do a lot of women-specific stuff that's worth looking into as well. Really cool retreat weekend that will be coming up at some point.
Yep.
Within the next year. I don't know if it's in fall or... At first I was thinking it was in fall, and I was like, ooh, that might be a spring thing, actually. But either way, it'll happen sometime within the next year.
Sometime.
Yeah. Anything else that people should know about before we cut them loose for tonight?
Sign up for low-key events. Go with Wheels Up. Shop at Mountain Bike Shed. Join our live. Subscribe.
Buy Jameis.
Buy Jameis.
Ride a Jameis.
Subscribe so Adam doesn't fire me.
I really think this 3BO suspension is really cool. Jameis is a really awesome company. I love what they've done. So come by, demo the Hardline. It's a medium. It's here at the shop. You can ride it up at the bike park. Then let us know what you think of it. How does it compare to your current full suspension bike? Because I have a feeling once I start getting a few people to ride these Hardlines and these Portals, they're going to want them. We're going to see them more on the trail. But I want to get some of those out on the trail. Very beautiful bike. You guys have seen the pictures on social media. I think everybody loves them. The A2 is gorgeous, and then the Portal A2 actually comes in a really nice color as well. So come check those out. Go ride them up at the park. Have us get you one. Start riding it on the trail. Be a jammer on your Jameis.
That's right.
And go subscribe on youtube.com.
I don't want to be fired. Please subscribe.
Yeah, we're 300 and like almost 40. We've really...
Weren't we just at 200?
We were just at 300. We were trying to get to 300. Saved your job.
Okay.
When we get to 1,000, I was just looking at the subscriber and I was like, oh crap, we're, at some point it's going to kind of roll over the edge once we have like maybe 500 or 600. So we could be a mere months away from a brand giving away a full suspension mountain bike.
It's either that or we like.
Which is
you know what? If we don't get 1,000 subscribers by next month, Adam has to hand his ownership to me.
Please, and then you'll pay me to work here. I can stop working
you
for
get
free.
You get a volunteer like everyone else.
I do. I would love to volunteer. That would
All
be,
right.
if I could stop cutting checks and just start volunteering, I would love that.
Do it.
As long as you pay me.
All right. So Strassi, I'm gonna give this store to Strassi.
Give it to Strassi.
We're gonna put the store in Linda's name.
Linda's shop. Mm-hmm. She just sits in the middle.
No, it's been really fun lately. I've been here every day, all day, and getting to crank on bikes. I've been enjoying it, so it's been really nice.
New
So,
mechanic here.
Had to pry this shop for my cold dead hands.
Yep, cold dead hands.
Mm-hmm.
Cold dead hands.
All right. Yeah, go catch up on some episodes over on Spotify. Answer the questions. Interact with the content.
That's right.
Again, we're going to give everybody an extra entry to the monthly giveaway if they simply comment on the YouTube video.
Y'all cannot be missing out on that.
And it needs to be nice things, not things I'm going to have to block or hide or delete. So comment positive things or critiques on maybe our podcast is loud enough, or maybe I made it too loud and all you do is hear me breathing and like gurgling on spit. So that could be a thing
That's
too.
disgusting.
All right, till next week.
Bye-bye.